Hey there, my GRRR travelers, welcome back to this channel. I am beyond thrilled to be able to share some incredible updates with you today. If you've been following my stories on Instagram or on Facebook, then you know that I recently had an unforgettably epic adventure exploring the beauty of Pakistan on my first group adventure. I also spent some time before and after that tour time exploring Pakistan on my own as a female solo traveler. And I have a lot to share about the beautiful people, the hospitality, and a little bit of the trickiness of navigating Pakistan as a female traveling alone. So the memories are still really fresh right now, so I'm so excited to dive in. I'm not excited to edit it because it's going to be a lot to edit, but I can't wait to share my Pakistan travel stories with you. Now, as one adventure ends, another one begins, and I'm super excited to share or announce that my next group adventure is going to be to the enchanting land of India, specifically Rajasthan, and we will be there to celebrate the festival, the colorful festival of Holi in India. But before I dive into details, I have a quick question for you. I know my Pakistan travel stories have not dropped yet, and you haven't seen all the things that I've done and the beauty that I've witnessed. But I'm also very curious, who is interested in exploring the wonder of Pakistan tourism with me again in the future? I also have a survey in my description box where you can let me know your thoughts about that, as well as it'll sign you up to my adventure group email list so that whenever I have an adventure where you can come aboard and travel with me, then I will let you know as soon as it breaks. So my adventure group email list, all the people on it already got the announcement that I was having this new adventure to India to celebrate Holi in Rajasthan. So that's where you're going to get the information pretty immediately, as well as if you're interested in something, you will likely get the early bird discount. YouTube is getting it late just because it takes me a while to make these videos. Right now, I have an entire queue of videos from different destinations, as well as video topics that I want to approach to help you guys travel more. Okay, but back to our India adventure. Our Holi India group adventure in Rajasthan is on sale right now on my blog site. Definitely, the link is down below in the description box. Definitely go out to my blog site where I have more trip details. India can pose a lot of culture shock for some people, and so I want to make sure that people who are aboard are kind of like already aware that there's going to be aspects of culture shock here and there, because India can be unpredictable at times. Planning a trip to India can be both overwhelming and intimidating to a lot of travelers, simply because India is just so vast, as well as there's different cultures, different languages, and a fair amount of culture shock if you've never been to a country like India. But fear not, because this guided group tour of India is going to remove all that stress. I have carefully curated itineraries, local guides, a female tour leader, and of course, like-minded travelers like yourself. We are going to explore Rajasthan and India tourism in a way that's super fun, authentic, locally interactive, and responsible, sustainable, impactful in a very positive way. I recently traveled to India to meet our local tour operator, as well as to personally scout and experience some of the activities and destinations on this itinerary. I've already been to India a handful of times, and I would say like 97% of the time I experienced it completely as a female solo traveler, traveling by myself, using public transportation, getting around, talking to locals. And I always feel this sense of adventure and thrill with it. I don't want to do the standard Rajasthan tour. I want to create something that's going to be a little more different, a little more experiential for you folks, in a way that I would probably design it for a YouTube video. So a lot of my designing or curating of these itineraries that I've been doing have kind of been trying to follow the way that I travel through YouTube and the kind of exciting adventures that I strive to share with you.
And the good thing about the local operator that we're partnering with is that they're going to help us travel India responsibly and sustainably.
To see how a carpet is made in steps in a proper workshop, maybe that is when you see what is the difference between a fake carpet and a right carpet, so that they can experience things and then they go into the shop and see why things are made in a particular way. This is the reason we suggest some local places, so that benefits the community and the money goes into the right hands.
This group travel experience in India is going to be extraordinary. Okay, quick insert. Now here's the thing. Because Holi is in one of India's biggest festivals, and because it's in March, which is coming up very soon, by mid-December, I need to have a minimum of 6 travelers on board to greenlight this trip so that we can book our hotels. So that means that if you were on the fence, consider this your sign. I am creating this video along with my trip page to give you all the details and the information you're going to need to make a solid decision. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Because I have a very short time constraint, I'm going to humbly ask you, please, 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 share my trip page with your friends, your family, on your social media accounts, so that we can make dreams to travel India come true. Okay, so we are going to dive into this itinerary right now. This will be in March of next year, which is why it's really imperative that by December, we already have like our core group or our minimum count of guests that allow us to greenlight this trip. First of all, this is going to be a 12-day group adventure. We will be visiting 6 different locations. 4 you might have already heard of, which is Delhi, Agra, Jaipur, and Udaipur. And the other 2 are a little bit more off the beaten path. And they were to substitute for some of the other touristy destinations, where you might have like a Jaisalmer camel safari, animal rides. I don't believe in those. We will supplement that with like a leopard safari, in a Jeep. Once you go through the itinerary, I definitely want you to check out some of these other things, especially like the inclusions and exclusions and requirements. We will have airport pickup and drop off. We'll be staying at 3 to 4 star accommodations, boutique style or Haveli, boutique style or heritage. We will be having 1 glamping experience. These hotels that we're going to be staying at are nice. They're really nice. 3 to 4 star. Double occupancy, in the worst case scenario, triple occupancy, and that's only if we have an odd man out somewhere. I will try my best to assign everyone according to gender first. You are more than welcome to have your own room at an extra fee. We will have a glamping experience, so that might also be an incentive to have your own room. All the meals are included as mentioned in the itinerary. So there are certain meals that I have chosen for you to go off and find your own. I just wanted everyone to have a little bit more of the freedom and flexibility to explore other food choices. I will be preparing you guys with a lot of information before you go up on your trip. So everyone's going to get a trip deck, which I mentioned down here, a trip deck where it gives you a lot of information, what to pack, what you can expect, all that stuff. Once you're in or you've signed up, you put your deposit down, you are in, you will get a series of emails. And I will be kind of like walking you through the steps to preparing for your trip. So you will never be in the dark. We do have a WhatsApp and a Facebook group where you can connect before, during, and after the trip. The WhatsApp group is great for in the field when we need to coordinate things. The Facebook group is just a way for me to assist you folks in your trip plans. We'll have guides, local guides, to show us around. I feel like guides are essential. As I get older, I want to be able to have a fuller appreciation of what I see. So we will have guides to explain things to us, like food, the sites that we're seeing, answer your questions, stuff like that. Our transportation We'll use a lot of different transportation, but our main one will be a passenger van. It'll be a comfortable one with air conditioning, not to worry. Everything from food tours to tasting, entry fees to the monuments, the guides, the holy celebration, like all these things are included. We're not sure where Holi is going to land yet, but we are prepared to celebrate Holi in 2 different destinations, in Javi and in Udaipur. They'll both be completely different, but both obviously exceptional. If you do have any kind of vegetarian or restrictive diets or allergies, please let us know. Please go through this area asking if you are a good fit for this trip, simply because India is a country that will produce culture shock for a lot of people. India, it'll be kind of like that one that breaks the seal. Some of these things that I do list will or have created challenge for travelers in the past. As one of my favorite countries, I it's just part of the whole adventure. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out and ask me. Down to our India trip itinerary. So the first day 1, after you arrive at the Delhi airport, we'll pick you up and you will be dropped off at your hotel. We will have a meeting with our tour leader, and she will guide us through some survival tips for navigating India in a very responsible way. So things like the questions you might have about how to deal with touts or how to deal with beggars, all that stuff, because we will come across them. These are questions that she will be able to answer for you. After our meeting, we will head out for a welcome dinner where we will get to meet and mingle with each other. This is going to be our travel squad or travel family for the next 11 to 12 days. Day 2, we are diving into Delhi. This day is going to be full of local experiences. We'll be starting off with like a metro ride into Old Delhi. This is how we'll be getting around for most of the day. Delhi Chandni Chowk is one of my favorite neighborhoods to go to, just because it's got a lot of character. It's got a lot of grit. It's historical. And so we'll be visiting like a Sikh temple and having a langar experience. We'll be doing a walking food tour and visiting shops that have been like in existence for like hundreds of years. There's like a spice market, and just soaking in Chandni Chowk is just like an incredible area. I love it for photography reasons. In the later afternoon, though, we will be visiting a local Indian family in the suburbs. So completely different lifestyle change. We'll be enjoying a cooking demonstration as well as learning about some Indian spices. And by the end of the day, we'll have a meal. We'll get to understand the flavors that locals actually cook with. Day 3, Agra. Theme of this day is wildlife and empowerment. We'll be starting out to Agra, but before we get there, we'll be dropping by Wildlife SOS. The one we'll be visiting is the elephant branch, to learn about what they do and to observe how they protect and rescue elephants and wildlife in India. After we leave, we'll be arriving into Agra, and the rest of the day is going to be at your leisure. You might want to explore the neighborhood, the Tajganj neighborhood. Tajganj is kind of like a very gritty, the last time I visited it, it was very gritty and had a lot of character. For dinner, we'll reconvene at a cafe that is operated by female acid attack victims, which is a very sobering reality in India. And is a good cause and community for us to support. We hear stories and be touched. Day 4, we have the Taj Mahal at sunrise, so we'll be getting up really early, and I apologize, but it'll be worthwhile. We'll explore the Taj Mahal when it's sort of crowd free. As the crowds start rolling in, that's when we will be leaving and heading off to Jaipur. Once we get to Jaipur in the afternoon, we'll be like doing a light sightseeing. Then we'll be hopping on like a rickshaw that is powered by women. Yes, women. This is a program. These pink rickshaws are a program
that employs over 100 low-income households in Jaipur. So again, it's a really good cause and community, and we'll get to see the city sights. At night, you have the option to enjoy a Bollywood movie. Something that I did on my first trip to Jaipur. I thought it was pretty cool to be in a local theater. It's one of the most popular and historical theaters in Jaipur. Day 5, we're going to continue our exploration of Jaipur and its architecture and culture. We'll be doing some sightseeing of the fort, the Jal Mahal, which is a very famous architectural site as well. And then we'll be visiting some of their crafts or craft workshops. Now, Jaipur is known for its gemstones, but also its craftsmanship. So this area with workshops that we'll be headed to, they're all vetted by my operator's company. They are all authentic and high quality crafts that Jaipur is known for. And all the marketplaces and the workshops that we take you to, they're all authentic crafts. All the profits go directly to, the craftsmen or the craftspeople. So we don't accept any commission. I know when I first went to India, I got taken to a lot of commission shops, and that just didn't feel so great because I didn't know if the things that I was interested in were authentic. And a lot of times they were just like, there are these like very savvy salesmen that were just a little too slick for me. We do have an optional activity early in the morning. There's a balloon ride over Jaipur city to see the forts and the villages and stuff like that. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, completely optional as well. Day 6, we're off to Bundi. I'm very excited for this day because I have not been to Bundi yet. I've heard a lot about it. It is a hidden gem of Rajasthan. Not many tourists know about it. But it's supposed to be a really cute like village town. And we'll have a village walk with a local to learn more about it. Then day 7, we're off to Udaipur, which is like the Venice of India. It'll be a bit of a drive to get there, but once we arrive, we'll get to stroll along the Ghats, the marketplace. We'll get to taste some street food, and I will take you to one of like the best lassis in the old city. It comes from a vendor that hand makes it and serves it in a clay cup. I recently went to Udaipur. That was one of my location scouts because I've been through Rajasthan, but that was one city that I didn't get to go to. And I've heard a lot about it. It is as good as a lot of people say, just because it's a very charming city. The architecture, the people, the vibe there is completely different. And because it's like lakeside, there's like Lake Pachola, it's another vibe. It's a beautiful city. I liked it. And not only that, if you love to shop, there's a lot of souvenir shops and little cute Indian clothing shops. But there are also a lot of sights to see. So in the evening, we will be attending like this little cultural folk program, which is a bit of a variety show, but it's put on by this local troupe. And it is awesome. I loved it. I don't want to spoil too much of it because it is kind of like a variety show, and it's based around like village life and Rajasthani village life and village culture. Day 8, we're going to dive into more of Udaipur. We're going to start seeing more of the highlights of Udaipur, like the city palace. We're going to do a boat ride. We're going to visit miniature painting workshop. All of these things, when I first read it on paper, I was like, eh. And then I did it and got to know it. And I was like, whoa, this is really cool. So yeah, I'm only going to include things that I want to do. So the city palace, cool. Lots of like nooks and crannies, very photogenic. The royal family still lives in a part of the palace. The boat ride. You will get to see why people call it the Venice of India. Very lovely boat ride, very lovely views. Miniature painting. At first, I didn't really know what to think of it, what it was, like if somebody like painted on rice. No, this is like an old traditional art that is a dying art as well. And when I stayed at my 200-year-old Haveli in this past trip in Udaipur, the owner of it was a serious miniature painting collector, and he had like many paintings, and he even had his own painter. Like he had his own painter, meaning that painter could not paint for anyone else. Seeing as our morning was packed with a lot of experiences, by now you're probably wanting to rest or to go shopping or to go more sightseeing. So I'm going to give you the rest of this day off for your leisure activities. There's a lot that you're going to want to do, see, eat, and shop in Udaipur. I promise you that. Day 9, we are off to Javi Band. This is another hidden gem of Rajasthan. It is not a national park. It is like private lands. What's special about it is the local villagers in Rajasthan, they have kind of like this spiritual connection with the leopards. Some of them, and like they have a large shepherd community. Some of these shepherds and villagers live very, very close to the leopard dens. And you know, leopards love sheep and goats and livestock and stuff like that. So it's a really interesting dynamic and relationship. When we arrive, we'll settle into our glamping experience. It will be glamping in a village. We'll do a short village walk around the farms, as well as meet some of the local ladies and enjoy dinner made by them, sourced from the local farms. Now, keep in mind, day 8 and day 9 are potential holy days. We don't know which day it's going to land on, but we're prepared to have the holy in either one, like either Udaipur or Javi. Day 10 of Javi, on this day, we'll be starting off with a village walk on this day and explore the life of villagers in Javi. Then we'll be going off on our safari and, fingers crossed, hoping to see a spotted leopard. Now, due to the ethical nature of wildlife safaris here, a leopard spotting is never guaranteed, but I heard it's very likely. When I went, I spotted a cub. And then I had the morning safari. I spoke to travelers later on that day who had the afternoon safari, and they spotted like 3 leopards. So it's really just kind of like luck of the draw. But anyways, it's the landscape. It's like there's like crocodiles there, there's birds, it'll still be a safari. And we will be in these 4x4 gypsy jeeps, which are interesting as well, because those things have traction. Like the terrain could be like crevices, deep crevices and whatnot. That jeep just like, I've never been off-roading, but I imagine that's got to be it, what off-roading is times 10. We will have high tea at sunset, like with the pinky up or the pinky down, and we'll sip in that last peaceful note of this beautiful rural environment. And then we'll have dinner and go off to our next adventure, which is taking the overnight train back to Delhi. I feel like the overnight train is a must. Like taking the train, it's a must, yes. The overnight train is a must too in India, just because it's an experience. This is like, trains are the main way people in India traverse their country. So we'll be amongst locals. We arrive into Delhi in the afternoon because that's how long the train ride is. Don't worry, it'll still be an adventure. And then this will be like a day full of Delhi city highlights. And at night we will have our farewell dinner. We will say goodbye to our travel squad. We'll like reminisce some of the memories we have, laugh at the jokes that we had, and just soak that last travel family time in. because the next day we're going to say goodbye to Delhi and see you later to our newfound travel family. And yeah, you'll be dropped back off at the airport unless you wish to extend your stay in India. So for more trip details, please check down in my description box below. Click on that link. That'll take you out to my blog site where I have my sign up. When you click in, if you want to sign up for my trip, you'll have to like click onto the button, which will send you to a form. That's kind of like the form where I get to know a little bit more about you. If there's anything that kind of indicates to me that you might not be fully compatible with this trip, I will definitely reach out to you for more questions, or maybe even like a chat, a phone chat. But if everything's good and kosher, you're fine with everything, you're flexible, you've got a flexible mindset and an adventure mindset that's ready for anything, then I will go ahead and send you the booking link and you can sign up for the trip. Love to see you there. Would love to have you on one of my trips. And yeah, I can't wait to travel with you. Again, please share my trip page with your friends, your family, on your social media accounts, so that more people who have dreams to travel to India definitely spread that word so you can make those dreams happen. Until then, may the GRRR be with you.